All right. I have an absolute legend of the game in the game, but it's not necessarily Justin Bieber. Although Justin Bieber is a legend in his own right on AOE2.net. I always see this guy around. We don't have a whole bunch of conversation if I'm being completely honest with you, but I'm talking about Jimmy Cooper. Jimmy is an odd man, 1200 to 1300 elo, and I've seen him do great things with Bulgarians. Super aggressive, drop those crepos, go for those conics. But Justin and Jimmy, they decided to switch it up in this game. They're both going for Bohemians, and I don't want to spoil too much. But I'm going to just spoil a little bit in the sense that we see almost all, if not all, of their unique Civ bonuses used. So, first of all, blacksmiths and monastery and universities cost 100 less wood. That's insane in itself. Chemistry and hand cannoneer are available in Castle Age. Spearline deals 25% more bonus damage, and favor and sanctity affect villagers, which may not seem that crazy, but if you go over, that's my going over sound. If you go over to sanctity, that will give your villagers an additional 15 HP. But here's the real big bonus for your economy. Monks move 15% faster, which is like your villagers moving 15% faster. Wheelbarrow gives 25%, and that stacks with the additional 15%. So you got Hussein Bolt villagers. Berber villagers ain't got nothing on you. Mining camp technologies are free as well. They have that Hussite wagon as their special unit. But here is where it gets really wild and really interesting. Okay, so gunpowder units move 15% faster. Cool. I have not seen this make the biggest of impacts, but I have never seen this technology even researched. And I am so excited to see Hussite reforms and how it all plays out in this game. Monks and monastery upgrades have their gold cost replaced by food. That's right. We're gonna have trash monks, because why wouldn't you have trash monks? Now let's take a look at the opponents as we speed this up, because the strategy here, guys, is to waller boy, which could be a problem, as Red, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name, is playing as the Spanish, and everybody knows that the Spanish Civ bonus is to have additional trade or additional percentage on your whatever. You get the basic idea. And he is teamed up with Yellow Rodo, who is playing as the Franks. Meta much. Wait a second. What's going on? Super duper early trade from Jimmy. Right in the corner. Smack. Bam. Done. We're set up. He is preparing for the absolute long haul. Justin did go out to get some of these deer, but ultimately at the end of the day he had that outpost, so if it did get risky he could kind of retreat. The one thing that did kind of surprise me here is that Justin Bieber constructed his market on the front, whereas Jimmy constructed it so far back. I feel like it would have been way better for Justin to construct his market in the corner as well, because now if the trade does have to walk, it has to walk this awkward kind of a line, and you're not getting the most out of your trade. Although this is still a pretty decent trade route, as we have stone walls behind. Now, actually, you don't want to have those. It's a small little thing. I don't know if I should even bother you, but if you build a gate foundation on top of stone walls, you actually waste the stone that was underneath it. It's such a small thing, and to be honest with you, I just do the same thing as well. Jimmy completely Waller Boy walled, and it's going to be awkward to push either of their bases. So we're just going to speed it up to Castle Age. I do want to see. See, this is what I'm talking about. Jimmy already has trade running to Justin. I'm quite curious, actually, how much. No, come back. Come back, trade cart. How much is he picking up per trip? Oh, I can't see because I'm not in Jimmy. Why? 61 gold per trip. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. I wonder why they're signaling over here. Oh, they're signaling the relics? Also, I love this base that Yellow has constructed over here. he's like, is this Arabia or is this Arabia? Because I'm just going to go for small walls, and I'm going to go for another wall on my lumber camp. I feel like if he had just continued this wall, say downwards over here, it would have actually saved him on walling action, or if he walled over on this side. Yellow is not looking for this game to go long. Snipes one of Jimmy's monks. Siege workshop right on the front. Boom. Knights behind. Cool beans. On the right. Uh-oh. Hussite wagons already coming out. Spanish is now finally castle as well. And it's time for Jimmy and Justin to boom, boom, boom. Keep track of the villager numbers down here. It gets absolutely ridiculous. This Hussite wagon trying to get some value over here. Actually, Hussite wagon's not the worst sniping unit, but Spanish castle goes up real quick, and I don't know if that was worth the monk. And this wagon is perfectly positioned so that it's underneath the castle, and it's going to try and harass as much as possible on this main gold underneath a castle. Why wouldn't you? But the conquistador is here as well. And wait, was that villager always there? That villager was like Houdini coming out of nowhere. Huzzah! I'm here. And Hussite wagons do not do very well against cavalry, such as knights or scouts. They do okay against light cav, I suppose, and hussars. But they do quite well against infantry. They also do pretty good against gunpowder units, especially since they have so much HP, although conks do outrange them, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Let's get to some action, alright? Let's see this party on the roll. Wait a second. Where is Rodo going to? There's a hole in the wood line wall that he created after all, so that was basically useless. I like the idea though, so they know that they have significantly more military. Rodo has 11 military and Red has 5. So if they team against one guy, maybe they'll be able to push through. However, they chose the wrong guy to push. Justin has actually already invested somewhat into military. He has tons of Hussite wagon. He's pumping out spears every once in a while. I wonder if I can find one of those spears. Nah, don't worry about it. This is what I was saying earlier. This market over here does seem a little bit out of place, doesn't it? The funny thing is, they're going for a strategy, right, that makes monks trash units. However, they're going super heavily onto gold and super heavily onto trade as well, which I think is kind of funny. There's no breaking through over here. House walls behind house walls behind house walls. Hussite wagons here to try and defend. 2 castles in this position. This is going to be very tricky for red and yellow to get through. Minor skirmishes, but these conky boys, they're just going to run away. Conks, very strong in early castle, just like knights, FYI. But they kind of taper off as you get later into Castle Age. Getting that first unique tech to speed up those gunpowder units, these chunky boys. Choo choo! Choo choo! The Rams are here, and Hussite wagons do not do great against Rams either. Not well against Knights, not well against Siege. Actually stops the production on this castle. I guess he saw it's free on there just to snipe down these Rams, and that was a good call to put those villagers into that castle, trying to snipe down as many of these conks as he possibly can. And is he going to be able to clear this up? These Hussite wagons, once again, do not do great against Knights, but Knights with only +1 melee defense don't do great against castles. So that's a thing. Also, Red's over here now, and I wonder if he's going to spot the trade over here. Red must be like, uh-oh. Wait, I wonder if he sees this. Because once he sees a trade card coming over here... Okay, so definitely, he even moved him in closer. So he could potentially know that Justin and Jimmy, JJ... I'm going to call their team JJ, I like that. JJ is trading, but he's seen one from Justin and he's seen one from Jimmy. So the longer this game goes, the worse off they're going to be. Oh! Nope, that's not gonna work out for you. I like how Jimmy is actually investing into pikemen, knowing that Franks is probably going to go for knights. Let's speed this up just a little bit. It does seem like that push was completely cleared up with the villagers just battering down those rams. Interesting that he chose to repair this castle before finishing the other castle. Also, looking back on that whole situation, I think that Red was simply trying to make that push happen fast because that's when his units are most powerful. Early Castle Age for Conks and Knight is mwah. After that, not so mwah. Also, it looks like Justin really needs to invest more into those trade cards, and Jimmy's signaling, yo dude, like, that market over here, that's cool and all, but that's kind of even been threatened already. Why don't we put it a little bit further back? And we're just going to speed this up just because not much seems to be occurring other than a whole bunch of trade. Once the trade does go up, I do want to see how that affects the overall trade route. So right now, why do I always pick the wrong one? Oh, and he doesn't even have speed on this. 61 for the trade route, and hopefully a lot more once Justin constructs new markets. Oh, he still didn't find those sheep. I was kind of hoping that he was going to find those sheep when he constructed those markets. What a game. I mean, it's not a game that I normally cast, but this game has been very, very enjoyable. A little bit still matey, but that's kind of the point of this strategy, I suppose. Hopefully I don't miss the good action. Keeping a close look on the minimap, it seems like there's a big army mounting over here from Rodo, and Rodo actually did send in a scout, I believe, to its absolute death. So we'll be into... Oop! Trebskis. How many Hussite wagons are here? 12? Should be able to take 13. I'm just going to say the number every time one pops out. 14? 15? 16? How fast does that take down a Treb? Not too bad. It is really awkward for some of these back Hussite wagons to get in there. The conks didn't even show up on time. Repairing with one villager. Okay, not too bad. Where is the push over here? Now that the Treb comes up, I feel like Jimmy kind of has to push forward, but is that even in range of Jimmy's castle? That's such a weird position. Why would you treb war against his I guess he wants to keep the hill, but at the same time, he needs throwing axemen. Yeah, okay, he realizes he is constructing throwing axemen. He's going to clear up that treb, I think. But what does this treb really get you? And you can't really protect that treb either. They can just get sniped down by the Hussite wagons over here. Ooh. I want to see how much trade gold they're getting. Not fair. Mom, why can't we have nice things? Where's the treb? Wait. Jimmy. Please tell me you're going to construct a treb at some point. Elite skirmisher coming in for Justin, probably thinking about having to go up against those conks. But look at this. Paladin coming in from red. Jimmy, is there ever going to... Okay, there's the treb. I was like, is he going to just take this down with Hussite wagons? He almost did. My goodness. And will this push actually amount to something? Oh, nice pullback from those throwing axemen. And I think he'll feel pretty okay. Hussite wagons, though, are beastly. Even, like, there's 3 castles firing down on these Hussite wagons. And they're just rolling around like it's nothing. Hussite wagons, such a weird, chunky, funny unit. Double Bohemian play. Where is that unique tech? Is it ever going to come in? Probably not. I just lied in the beginning. It looks like the push has kind of halted to some degree, giving me just enough time to see how much yummy gold is coming back from... Okay, not much happening over there. I want to get one of these gray ones. Boom! 86 versus 61 prior. So that's a pretty good increase. 25 more gold per trip. And I feel like it's almost about the same distance because they have to go all the way up this way versus just going straight. And there's also probably less obstruction from villagers and stuff like that. Can Roto actually hold against all these Hussite wagons? I feel like he has a pretty good comp to deal with this. He just needs to make sure that his Lycav attack against the Hussite wagons and the throwing axemen attack against the halberdier is a little bit awkward. It looks like a slow push might occur here. How well did these guys do? Not great against elite Hussite wagon, I will say. Love those. All of those scouts got cleared up. Holy moly, this might be a slow push to victory over here from... Oh! You know what I also just realized? You're gonna have to scroll back. But I'm pretty sure Justin did get the upgrade for the monks only costing food at this point. And ooh, yikes. Was expecting conquistadors and found himself in between a rock and a hard place. These paladins absolutely shred Hussite wagons, absolutely shred skirmishers, and they're going to absolutely shred trebuchets as well. Now, if the Spanish player has some trebs of his own behind this, oh, it doesn't look like he has any additional castles. He could actually start pushing Justin quite nicely, but Justin's like full walled, and now the pikemen are coming out and probably going to get help pretty soon. Yeah, just pump out help, and they do additional bonus damage as well as the Bohemians. So I kind of missed that the push kind of came to a halt here. It looks like just more and more light cav were thrown at those Hussite wagons, and it did eventually reduce the numbers to a point where it was manageable, as well as those halberdiers just getting fired down by the castles, the cheap castles from Franks. But there's still no trade going. I don't see any trade going for Roto and Red. And if this game goes longer, trash monks skirmishers. I mean, they have tons of trash over here, but the gold units are really what's going to matter in the long run. And I don't see red being able to keep producing paladins. Ooh, now the markets are here. But how many trade carts are there for red? Let's take a quick look over here. 5 on gold. That's not great. Oh, move those paladins over to the other side. Holy guacamole, I totally missed that. 34 paladins. That's a lot of paladins. What a swing. Wait. Jimmy's over here with halbs. But he needs... That's a facepalm if I've ever seen it. He needs his halbs over here to defend. However, he sent all of his halbs over to Justin to push. Although this push over here does look like it's going to yield some results. And they're going to be into Red's eco pretty soon. And Red and Rodo, yellow, are still quite far away from hitting Jimmy's eco. Also, Jimmy has grossly overboomed with those trade cards. He can easily sling resources to Justin or just produce whatever units he wants. He won't have a ton of units because he has 146 eco units, but he can basically keep making whatever he dang pleases. Hussite wagons, halbs, monks, French fries, hamburgers. Sorry, I haven't eaten yet, alright? I'm getting kind of hungry over here. And it's starting to become chaos in red and yellow's base. Red now deciding to pull back all those paladins to save his own base. But I don't know if that's the right play. I guess it would take too long to push Jimmy here comfortably. But still, bombard cannons going down. Oof, that's expensive. Overall pop counts, Rodo, he doesn't have the economy to keep producing. Red doesn't have the economy to keep producing. This is looking like a downwards trajectory for red and yellow. They needed to make something happen in early Castle Age, and they didn't quite do that. Didn't quite. Sorry, I have a kid, man. I listen to stupid songs all day, every day. So it's very nice to listen to some sweet Age of Empire tunes. And Jimmy is back. He's back to raid Scorpions from Rodo. But I don't think the economy is quite there from either player. And this should eventually lead to the... Oh, that could be a lot of Treb snipe though. He has plenty of Halby boys here, right? Oh, I'm still on Red's perspective. Mess that. You know, as cool as the... I mean, he did actually get the tech. As cool as the Trash Monks sound, I think it's going to be really difficult. I mean, even in this game, I didn't really see a build around it, which is kind of a bummer. I was hoping to see some real trash monks being produced and being played, but doesn't look like we're going to see that. I think it's just too difficult once you have 200 pop, right? To keep... Oh my god, look at this. My computer is starting to lag like a madman because I have a toaster oven as a computer. I think it's just too difficult. Oh! Jimmy's also getting the trash monks. Alright. Get them trash monkey boys. I think it's just too difficult to manage all of your units and manage all of the monks and get conversions with them at least at this elo. Maybe trash monks are more feasible at a higher elo. But I've been looking around. I have yet to find anything. If you guys know of a game in which you see the full power of the trash monks, please let me know. Regardless, this was a very enjoyable game for me to cast and for me to watch. A little bit stale-matey at times, but overall, good execution. You had the Hussite wagons with the Helbs and even backed up with skirmishers based on what their opponents were doing. Conks, or if they were going for Paladin, then there were Halbs behind. So I really did like how they didn't just have we're only going to go for Hussite wagons, because I don't really see that working at a competitive level, at least at 2K team game ELO. Let's take a quick look at the statistics. Jimmy, 203. And Justin, 171. Wow, nice KD over there. I do wonder how much was slung to Justin. Yeah, gross overboom from Jimmy. Look at this. He has stars in every single category. 7,585 resources sent and 0 received. On the flip side, though, Justin did pull his weight more so militarily, as his KD is better, you could argue. And also look at this largest army. Redonkulous, 121 army at one point in the game. And let's take a look at the timeline. So yeah, it looked like red and yellow were really trying to do some damage at the beginning of Castle Age. Jimmy did not really invest into any military, yet was able to hold on his side. Justin did a really good job holding on his side, their side. On Justin's side, with just a couple of Hussite wagons and some villagers to batter down the Rams of Red. And from there, it just started to snowball. Jimmy had a crazy amount of trade very, very early on. And if you can keep producing gold units and your opponent can't, that's bad news bears. So remember, just keep trading. Keep walking to your allies' market. And with that, Poop Lord, out.